Hello, my name is Samantha, and tonight my mom and I are watching Season 4, Episode 8 of Roswell, New Mexico. As usual, we start all of our reaction videos with a discussion portion where we ask questions, go over theories, but if you are too excited, you want to skip right ahead to the reaction, it does start at this timestamp here if you want to skip ahead. We have got some good points of discussion today, though. Okay, so first of all, I like to start with like a smaller question. So now this is something that I think should be relevant, but I'm not sure if we will ever get back to. Why did Bonnie's kiss make Michael sick, if that has not been a common side effect before? And would have made Max sick if Liz didn't have that.
But Max wasn't sick.
Well, but he got the injection right away.
Oh, well.
So, but, like, is it because they're on Earth for some reason? There's a different reaction than normal? So now our two big topics of conversation for the rest of today's discussion. We're going to talk about Theo, and then we're going to talk about Alex. We had been wondering because we see a flashback to 48 of Jones, like, coming to talk to Theo, and, like, it seems like Jones has likely coerced Theo or threatened Theo into providing him with something that we know that he's working on, or at least theoretically working on. Like, he threatens Dallas. So we're like, okay, well then what does he want? And could that be because we know in Caulfield, when Jones in like last year used Maria to access Patricia's memories of getting the alien glass thing from Theo's head, that was for like cloning information. And is what he wants in 48 that same thing that he just doesn't end up getting until later? I don't think so, though, because Jones told this other triad to get three things, which was the fruit, the alien fruit, which we know is like the fuel for the ship, to collect the crystals for the star map, which would, tell them which way to go. And then the third thing being whatever information is written in that Theo like encoded into the Bible. But that's odd because those first two things are clearly things you need to get home. Whereas I don't feel like whatever's written in the Bible is part of how to get home. It feels like it's more related to the alighting, which maybe you can't go home until you do whatever the alighting is.
Since we haven't
we don't really know.
Pinpointed what the alighting
but
is.
I don't think that whatever
it's
Theo,
a coming. It's like a landing,
right?
Coming from
And it's like because like those seem like separate things. Maybe you have to do one before the other, but I don't really get why that would be the case. It doesn't seem like it's instructions on how to make a physical thing, because that seems to be more Nora's stuff. Like, she's the engineer. She maybe built a ship, which how did she do that? I'm not sure if there is a ship. It's not really clear. It's also possible, and we'll get into this more in a minute, that whatever Theo told Jones he was doing is not what he was actually working on. So I'm not sure what instructions. I don't think that Jones needs instructions on how to get home. Like, I feel like he knows how to do that. He doesn't need Theo's instructions about space travel. He needs instructions about something else, which makes me think, okay, it's not going home, it's the alighting, maybe. But then why is it one of the three things that Jones told the triad to get? If the other two seem to be very specifically, this is how you get home, and then there's this other thing that doesn't seem to be related to that task. But yeah, so we don't know what Theo is working on. But partly because we don't know, there are then two options. So when we see Theo, or that projected hologram whatever of Theo at the end, we both felt it seemed a little suspicious. That it wasn't quite warm. So let's consider, is Theo a traitor? Because, like, partly because of that feeling, partly because we know he was at least supposedly working for Jones in some capacity.
Or maybe
the
shapeshifter impersonating him.
That's maybe, because you had even said that before, and I was like, no, Tesca is locked up. But if it's a recorded message, she could have recorded that at any time.
Yeah,
so I guess that's a possibility. So I don't think he's a traitor, though, because even though there were, and like,
we just got the wrong vibe.
Yes,
I mean,
and like honestly,
it was definitely a vibe that we got,
yeah,
and it didn't seem right, but
I think that vibe could have also come from, oh no, Dallas is underground, and then there's like a one-line cryptic message from his father who like he is dead. So I can understand how that would contribute to a suspicious vibe. I don't think Theo is a traitor. Nothing else that we've seen of him has suggested that. Like, and honestly, like, Nora and Louise and Theo have all been coerced by Jones at various points. Like, but they we have decided
together.
Good people. Yeah. So, the other option then. So what if what Theo was actually working on in his Bible journal was on getting Dallas to this cave? Because he tells Dallas, like, so as before he puts him back in the pod in the lake, he was like, you know, I'm locking your memories, but, you know, you will not just completely, like, forget me or forget this. Like, you will be able to find my Bible journal thing. And once Dallas does find the Bible and the glasses, the first place he is led to is that cave. And the first thing he finds in that cave is this message from his father. So what if what Theo was really working on was how to get Dallas to this cave to give him this message from that perspective at some time in the future? I know that Dallas is going to be out of the pod and he needs to have this message. And what I am working on in secret is how to get him there. Which, if that's what he was doing, good job, you succeeded. So then what is the message? Well, what if the message is beware of Jones, beware of Tesca, and then a detailed explanation of what the alighting is and how to stop it?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
I feel like that is too easy, but it'd be real nice. It'd be real nice. And information that we need. What if that's what it is?
I'm so excited about this next episode.
It could be, though. It could be. I'm not saying it's even necessarily likely that, like, oh,
we're gonna learn
now
something.
we know what the lighting is.
We're going to know something.
But, like, we have to find out somehow. Why not this way?
Which, what leads us to Alex.
Yes. Okay. Alex. So, first of all, about Alex. So, I latched on to the clue about the milkshake being the flavor of Banana Foster's Ranch. I was like, they need to go to Foster's Ranch. I think that may have been just like a clue because that's Alex's favorite flavor. A clue more of like who the missing person is rather than where the missing person is. Maybe it's both, but I feel like I was too much of they need to go there. Whereas like maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but I think
nobody yet is in a tizzy that Alex is missing. So
well,
they
okay.
Don't have
so that's what we're getting to.
Concluded idea that he's not answering, and we don't know where he is.
Well, at this point, they know that something is very wrong.
He's just sending out messages.
But which he would not do unless he was in trouble. So they know that something is wrong. They finally know for sure. It's not because they knew that he wasn't answering messages, but they kind of, you know, let it slide, came up with excuses like maybe he just doesn't have service. They know that something is wrong. And they are concerned that something is very serious because they are concerned that he is capable of sending these messages because they think that maybe he is dead. I don't think he's dead, but they think that is a possibility. So, everyone is in crisis mode. I think, okay, first question, who tells Michael? I think it'll be Maria because so Michael knows that Maria has been getting some sort of like information who they all think is from her mother, which we all thought. So he knows there's something going on there, and Michael and Maria are close. They used to go out. Like, I think like she is the one who basically figured it out. I think she will be the person to tell him. So either Liz and Maria rush over to Michael's house to be like, possibly bad news. Or they're like, everyone together right now, emergency group meeting, everyone meet at, wherever. We need to talk. Something has happened. And then they tell, like, Michael is there, but everyone is there. I think that'll be the way it goes. So do you agree with that so far?
I think that there's a possibility that we start this with Michael already knowing. Because they've done it to us before.
I mean, they have, like, skipped scenes. But I feel like this is a really big, emotionally heavy scene of like, okay, we now have to tell Michael that we think this might have happened. So I don't think they're gonna skip it. As much as I am like need the Kleenex with me, I'm scared. I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be very. I think we will see him being told.
Okay.
Next question: what are they going to assume happened, and what are they going to do about it? So I think they're going to realize that whatever happened very quickly after he left. Because since he has been gone, no one has heard from him. He has not returned anyone's voicemails, or presumably, like, at least Michael has been texting him nothing since the moment he was gone. So they have to then figure, okay, this likely happened, right after he left. And they also know that at the same time, and partially because of what is also going on with this other triad, thinking, okay, well, if this is happening and Alex has been gone this whole time, basically, those two things are probably connected. That it may have something to do with, like, likely Tesca, but maybe those are connected. Like, there's a new triad in town and Alex goes missing at about the same time. So what I think they would initially think to do after making that connection is to ask Bonnie as their, like, triad friend.
What do you know?
Right. Because I don't think that Bonnie knows that Alex has been kidnapped. Like, if she knows that Tesca has a human kidnapped, which maybe she does, she doesn't know that it's Michael's boyfriend, because she wouldn't not say anything. She's friends with Michael. But even if she doesn't know any of that, she might know why Tesca would want to kidnap a human, and that could then be able to help. But, obvious problem, Bonnie is now also underground. So they can't really ask Bonnie. So, how do they find them? I think it could be one of two or possibly both of the ways. So one, I think Michael's definitely going to try and use his alien glass necklace to connect with Alex's. Another option is, so if in this, emergency group meeting, Bonnie and Dallas are not going to show up, if they realize, oh, Alex has gone missing, and now it seems Bonnie and Dallas have also gone missing, maybe those are also connected, maybe they're in the same place, maybe if they think that maybe if Isabel can, like, get into Dallas's mind, because she's done that before, and that's sort of what she does, that she can find Dallas, and maybe finding Dallas will find Alex. Because we know that at least at some point, Alex was in that exact location.
Right, and lost his necklace.
Right. Now, speaking of the necklace, so I think that Alex purposefully chose to take off the necklace and leave it on the ground there. As, like, I presume, like, he was being taken to some other, I think he's still in the cave, or whatever we're calling that. I think he was, like, being taken somewhere else, took off the necklace, left it on the ground for, Michael or whoever to find, of, like, you're on the right track, I was here, keep going.
Right.
Because I think if Tesca saw it, pulled it off of him, I don't think she'd leave it there, because she'd obviously recognize the alien glass, and she would either take it with her or, like, crush it.
Correct.
And because it was not crushed, because it was still there, I think Alex put it there as, like, a message for, like, whoever would come looking for him. Okay. So, since I think this will be a very tense episode for Michael. I just want someone, it doesn't matter who it is, to do something to care for Michael. Like whether it's like, here's a bottle of water, or let me give you a hug, or just like some form of like caring for him as this is happening. I would like to see that. And then the other thing that I would like to have time to see, which I don't know if we'll get, because I don't know when Alex will end up, safe and back at home. But when he is safe and back at home, what I would like to be able to see is Alex to have the time to process what has happened to him, and for Michael as his partner to be able to process that as well. But like, I don't know when Alex will be home, so I don't know how much time we're gonna have.
That's not gonna happen now, but
I would like to see it, but it may just be something I have to just
imagine. That it did happen.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to add in before we get to the episode?
I'm so excited. Let's just watch it.
Okay. I've got my Kleenex ready, so I'm apprehensive because I was Okay, let's just go. Okay, we're actually seeing Alex in the previously on. I'm taking that as a good sign. Okay, come on. Oh my god, please, please, please. Alright, starting with Clyde. Okay, he's gathering the items. He's burning the items? So is this his, like, rebellion against Tesca? What is this?
He didn't even read it.
Like, he saw there was information, so I guess confirming it's what he's been looking for. What is happening? Clyde? I feel like I can't trust Clyde. I feel like there's no way that this is purely good for us.
But
it's suggestive, right?
That can't be the plan.
Clyde?
To burn those things.
No.
And he burned the guitar.
Yeah, which is like a human, like, symbol for him. Which seems counter to, like, I could understand if he burned just the guitar, but that's not what he did.
That was the guitar that Michael gave.
Which, rude, that wasn't yours. But I'm saying, like, that is a symbol of humanity, which he did not want Bonnie to get involved with. But he's also burning all the alien stuff. Clyde is going rogue? Like, I don't think... Like, what happened to Clyde on the walk home?
Does he believe Bonnie's dead, or does he believe she's in the hole?
And then what, he's gonna, like, go back and get her? Clyde, you've surprised me.
You've got my attention, so
so they're trying this first. So Maria, is, I guess, trying to confirm before telling Michael their, like, big fear. I guess she's gonna try and confirm, like, something is wrong, but he's still alive. Like, I got a message he's still alive. I'm guessing because she doesn't want to just run to Michael and be like, I think he's dead.
Well, right.
I can understand that.
She wants to tell him more.
Okay.
Alex is not dead. There has to be a scientific explanation for how Alex is reaching out to you.
Maybe.
We have a working theory.
I mean, maybe he had the alien glass, but is not able to reach out to her now because he has just recently dropped it onto the ground. Maybe that's it. Maybe.
I don't think so, but...
Okay. Well, because you don't think that that's how he's sending the messages, right? With the glass? Now, is that because Michael is not getting the messages and Maria is? When Michael's the other one Michael has the other necklace?
It's something
or
else.
you think, okay.
Maybe he's in a pot. Maybe somebody stuck him in a pot.
Well,
I don't know.
No, but maybe he is, because when they had Max in the pod, like at the beginning of season 2, when he was dead, or mostly dead, he could reach out to Rosa, like, and he was in the pod. Like, she was having, like, dreams about him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, no one has seen Alex, but she doesn't have visions anymore. So she wouldn't necessarily see Alex.
We've seen versions of this before. You did it in the coma. Max talked to Rosa in the pod. So you think
See?
Alex is trapped somewhere?
Surprise, witches!
What?
Bet
Why?
you thought you'd seen the last of me. I would have been here
Did
sooner,
someone-
but Poppy busted out the welcome home pancakes.
Is she just, like, she decided to visit while things happened to be, like, happening? Or someone
but
called
Liz
her?
just left her.
So someone called her to come home? Like,
And Liz isn't like shocked. She's
right, she knew she was coming. I don't know if we'll get an explanation for that, but okay, Rose is back, which is good.
Why are you back?
I called for some reinforcements.
Rosa has been honing her echolocation power.
And now seems like the perfect time to test it. Listen,
I didn't think that, because I was like, maybe Isabel could reach out to Dallas, maybe Michael could connect with the necklace. Roses can find things. That makes sense. Okay.
Oh, well, Liz, whatever you were.
I feel like someone needs to tell Michael. Like, I feel like I understand the delay of wanting to get more information, but please. I don't want him to be sad and scared, but please tell him.
If there's a connection between me and Tesca, maybe we can figure out where Dallas is.
Okay.
Sisters?
Well,
No.
no. But, so
Aunt?
we know that maybe she is an aunt. That would explain why Louise was okay with having her daughter be trained by someone who is closely connected to the dictator.
We have a bit of a situation. I mean, Teska's behind alien bars, but Clyde's in the wind, and no one has heard from Dallas or Bonnie since yesterday.
What?
So they know
I don't know where
that.
to find them. Michael and I are meeting up to search right now.
Alex is missing too. And now, like some alien medium, Maria's been getting messages from him.
Right, well, I gotta tell Michael.
No, wait.
Okay, I'm glad his instinct is to tell Michael because no one else has told Michael.
Yeah.
And now Max knows before Michael, which I don't like. But I'm glad that Max had that instinct of like, oh, something's wrong with Alex? Let's tell Michael. But okay.
Mikey runs hot. News like this, that's gonna tear him apart. Especially when we have no information. I think we should give Maria some time to figure this out.
But keeping it from him is going to be of any help? Like, I understand, but come on. Max is going to tell him.
You really think secrecy is the best plan?
Thank
I
you.
don't know, I just...
No. Blades match. Dallas.
Doesn't take hot bitch
Whoa.
things to figure out this Clyde's doing.
What if they find Alex's car? I mean, maybe Michael is going to find Alex's car also abandoned and figure out for himself that something is wrong. He's... Just tell him. Maybe Michael's necklace will react to being in proximity to Alex's necklace? Do you think Max tells him? Or do you think he finds out himself? Or do you think, like, Liz or Maria eventually get around to telling him?
For some reason, I think he's gonna be mad.
That they didn't tell him?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think he will be. Because he's like, he can't help if he doesn't know. You know? Like, you're just wasting more time.
Mm-hmm.
You have less people helping. I did think that Liz was being a little too optimistic to think she can just, in a day, cure an alien virus that none of them have ever experienced before. But, I mean, she's very talented, but I thought that was a little much. So we'll see. I still believe in her, obviously. She's gonna reverse it, but...
I haven't asked for anything, and what I need right now is your word. Can I trust you?
Of course.
That looks like a broken pod.
You had a pod this whole time?
My team found it in Carreas.
So whose pod is that?
In gene sequencing your work, I found micromolecular inconsistencies, and this crack explains why.
Okay.
Oxygen is changing the fluid's chemical composition.
Okay.
In order to continue testing, we need a pod that's in working condition.
Which you have several of.
Now it's my turn. trying to share a secret.
Okay.
I trained with you as a child. Now, considering the fact that my mother and Jones despised each other, I have a hard time believing that she would willingly allow me to learn from the Devil's Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
We've never crossed paths on Oasis.
Why would
And
she
why do I
lie?
remember you telling me, my blade will find you?
Unless she doesn't remember.
Don't get arrogant. Anticipate my move.
That's the spirit.
She doesn't remember that, but now she does. Did Jones mess with Teska? Okay.
Oh, they're even more beautiful than I imagined. Are there two others in addition to your subject? I'm bending my moral compass to the point of breaking.
Is she gonna tell Max that she did this?
Watching you handle that pod with care, there's a familiarity that goes beyond scientific inquiry. Max Evans is an alien, isn't he?
So this is
Not
basically
an
exposing
alien
them.
anymore.
Yeah. But she
And
is basically
say the words.
even if she can trust the person she has exposed him or them to, she has exposed him. And that there are others. I'm not saying it's the wrong decision. I'm saying she made that decision though. And I want to just take a minute to just I think she should tell Max. I think if Max was angry in response, that would be justified. I think it may end up helping Michael and him get his powers back. I think it will. I think it'll end up saving Shivani and Allie's daughter. But again, we have Liz as a scientist. That fundamental clash of that is who she is, like a scientist and an alien. There's always going to be some tension there. And I'm just saying it's an issue.
It's a locust.
Okay.
Alex was looking for these before he went missing.
Okay.
Missing? What do you mean Alex went missing?
Okay. 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 He knows now. He is gonna be mad you were specifically keeping it from him. Okay. All right. Okay. It's in a cutscene, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and especially with Rosa there, so yeah.
That Rosa, who was brought in out of town to be told this, almost everyone knows now. I think. Well, Isabel doesn't know. So of the people who are not missing, I think Isabel's the only one. She knows that Dallas is gone. But people, this could have been avoided. Now, obviously, the more pressing issue for Michael will be that Alex is missing, not that they kept it from him. But they surprised me again. I didn't think that that's how he would find out, but okay. All right. He knows. He knows. That's what's important.
If this cure eradicates the alien virus, could it be repurposed to fight off human illness? Like a universal vaccine?
Yeah, I'm sure it could.
Interspecies scaling at this level would be a huge leap.
Don't steal anything. Liz is working with you. Okay, here we go.
So a bug flies on your arm, and you think that means Alex is missing.
Tell him everything.
Feels like a stretch.
It's not just the locust. You were there with the poster.
Alex is out chasing weather balloons. If something was wrong, Eduardo would have told us.
Liz reached out to Eduardo. Deep Sky hasn't heard from Alex either.
So everyone's on the group chat but me.
I'm sorry. We don't want to worry you. We were planning on telling you when things were less confusing. And look, it's not all bad news. We believe that Alex is reaching out to Maria the same way that she reached out to me when Jones trapped her in the coma.
How's that not bad news? You don't think if you were trying to talk to someone, you'd be trying to talk to me?
I mean, she might be the only one that's listening right now.
What the hell's that supposed to mean? You don't think I was thinking of Alex every single second? I was risking my life to stop whatever Milky Way mess the Dark Triad set in motion?
He's scared. And honestly, I feel like there's things that they still haven't told him. Like,
Hey, I'm glad you're here.
oh, guess what? Yeah. He's scared, and I understand that he's taking it out on Max. Is going a little far, but I...
Get off me! I will! When you calm down!
I walked through a wall fire to save Liz from a literal dictator. And you want to make me feel melodramatic when you knew that the man that
I did this because of Liz. We're not in a good place, okay? She had this whole thing set up. I didn't want to betray her again by undermining it.
To win back the girl, you stabbed me in the back.
I never meant for you to get hurt. Okay. You have to believe me.
Hope the wedding's worth losing a brother.
Whoa. I mean, I think Isabel's right, but that is a risk.
You're not afraid I'll run? I think you're more interested in our shared history.
You aren't the reason Alex is...
Invisible? A ghost. He needed me. And I was too busy playing Donnie Brasco with my new alien besties. I was so consumed with finding a way home that I lost sight of the home I was trying to build with him.
See if you can get me that wrench.
Oh, okay, so unfocused, but there?
Oh, it's a start, but I will take it. Thank you, Orteco. Thank you.
I knew that he would be mad at himself for not realizing that something was wrong. Which, like, even though that's, like, not his
People
fault,
blame
like,
themselves all
right.
the time, so
But, like, it's absolutely forgivable, but I knew that he would feel that way. Can we please initiate the rescue mission? Why are people just sitting at home?
Michael is upset, but you guys are family, and you'll find a way to make it up to him.
Hell.
Finding Alex, maybe?
Every single thing I do feels uncertain. I mean, I used to know exactly what to do.
I'm sorry, Max.
You don't want to kill me, Jessica. What you want is more answers. I is to silence your lies.
Get your sword, babe. She's got an axe.
Where's the girl?
You're too late. We got her out.
Why is he looking for Isabel if Isabel is the girl that he's looking for? I mean, I guess her power, her strength, who he thinks she's going to be when she grows up. But that's very interesting if he's looking for Isabel.
I hate you with the fire of our dear sons.
Well, that sounds like a challenge. When I'm done with you, you won't love those children you teach. You'll only love me.
That's gross. But it looks like, ooh, interesting twist.
We're closed.
Even for a friend that needs to apologize?
Good boy. Hey, buddy. Good
You got your
job.
powers back.
Yep.
The song. Oh my god.
That's the song Alex wrote about us.
Do it again. But how does that help you find him?
Michael, your pendant. It's glowing.
Well, are we following the blinking lights? Like, come on.
Maybe we follow the lights home.
He's trying to lead us to where he is.
Come on.
We gotta follow him.
Oh, okay. get in the car?
No, when we drive.
Alex would always make fun of me for carrying around this old man.
Put your pendant on it.
Good idea.
He's pointing us to Grace Pass. That's where we gotta go.
We'll go, come on! That was so sweet. I love that the way that happened was like the sweetest way it could have happened. Oh my gosh. And that's the most like sustained signaling Alex has ever been able to do. So I think having Maria work, or Michael work through Maria, or vice versa,
Yeah,
whatever,
they needed the
is
two of
what,
them.
yes. Oh my God. So we've got like 15 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever.
Well, they
How
better
close do they get? Because they're on their way. I just...
drive to the quicksand.
Chef, are you here? I brought some of New Mexico's finest bubbly.
I do not want a betrayal. The alien pod juice is gone, isn't it?
Oh, good. You're here.
Oh God.
What's this equation?
Something remarkable. I was cataloging the equipment for storage when my slippery fingers brushed the release valve. And I'm kind of inhaled a bit. Okay.
We have to go to the hospital. That call back in the top is like,
No, Liz, I'm fine. Really. This is a happy accident. Like penicillin. You have created
I don't think
a
so.
miracle drug that has opened my mind up to infinite possibilities, including one that is so close to my heart. Today's been a day of secrets. And I've got one more for you, Lizzie.
Is Allie there? Like, is she gave it to her daughter? Like, is she an alien now?
I've had to keep her suspended in a cryogenic state.
she's dead.
She doesn't have to be.
How dangerous is this?
Child, I can't. It's too late. It was too late for your sister. Rosa seems to be having the time of her life.
Too late for your sister? What does that mean?
That means she knows about Rosa.
Yeah, but too late for your sister.
Rosa was dead, and now she is not.
Oh, she said it wasn't too late.
Oh, yeah,
for
Rosa
your-
currently is fine.
Oh, I thought she meant something was going on with her now.
I mean, I don't think so. I think she's referencing...
Okay. That scared me.
This was always the fear with Shivani, that she wouldn't leave it where it was. She has gone too far, and I don't know how much of this we can put back in.
You have created something revolutionary. A compound that boosts brain power beyond limit.
Is she gonna set that off?
Discoveries at our fingertips. It's brilliant.
Liz,
She's gonna have Liz inhale that.
She's dangerous.
Yes. And I understand what is motivating this, the desperation behind it, but yes, we're in a very
Yes.
dangerous situation that I don't know how Liz can fix. Also, I want to get back to Alex.
I feel like we should assemble the pod squad.
Max is useless without his powers.
Are they all gonna go missing? Okay, all right. Okay, do they all get sucked into the cave? Pull her out, but maybe you can't. It's okay, tell them that you, okay, who is this? Is this Max? Is this not Max? Okay, Max. Is everyone getting kidnapped?
Oh, I just see it. The shimmer. What shimmer? You don't see it?
She does, why does she see it?
There's something behind it. There's a whole world down there. It's like I'm looking through the alien glass, but I see Alex dependent. He led us to where he is. He's alive down there. I know it.
Alex is down there? I gotta go get him. Max, give me the rope. Michael, no. I need to go. Alex needs me.
You're not thinking clearly right now. You're not the idiot who jumps in a sinkhole.
I have to help him. I wasn't listening to him. I wasn't paying attention.
Look, you wanna get him back? I need your head and your heart here, now, okay? Be the thing that pulls Alex back.
I mean, I understand the hesitation, but I'm also team jump in the hole.
That would not calm me enough down to not go jump back into the hole.
I don't understand. If Maria
he
can
says, yeah, I need your mind and your, and I need, that's what you might need, but I need to go there. So how did that calm Michael down?
Especially since Maria has basically confirmed that being sucked into the quicksand is not going to kill you. You're going to land on whatever floor of the cave is down there that she can see the pendant on. If it's safe, basically, why not just jump in the hole? Now, why can Maria see that when Max doesn't have his powers, Michael does to an extent. He, I think, should be able to see the glowy stuff. Why? I don't understand why Maria is the one to see it. But if she has confirmed that it's okay to jump in the hole, jump in the hole. I don't understand what Max's alternative plan is.
Oh, let's hope he has one, because what he said.
Well, but like if
Michael accepted it, and it, to me, it wasn't strong at all.
I don't understand why we're not jumping in the hole. Like Max, I mean, maybe the next scene is going to be Max like, okay, this is the plan. But
let's jump in together.
I don't think so.
I know, but it's
and also they can do because you had the upside down. You tie yourself to a rope. Max will hold the other end. Michael will tie the other end around himself, jump in the hole. Then if you need to pull him out, you can.
And that's how you get Alex out.
Like, even if you're not going to explore, just jump down, take a look, and then be like, come back up, and then be like, okay, this is what I saw. Next steps, people. It just seems like an unnecessary delay. That we are further delaying the rescue. It's not like Teska has been closely guarding Alex. Or Bonnie and Dallas. I doubt Teska even knows that they're there.
None of that even matters. I just care about getting Alex back.
So can we talk about how we're going to do that? No one's talking about how to do that. Okay, thank you, ladies.
My guess is that your powers help you act as an anchor between dimensions.
Okay, that makes sense.
Alex is able to use you as a conduit to communicate by moving things physically in our world even while he's still in his.
Since when are you a scientist? God.
Is she suggesting, though, that Alex is somehow, like, on Earth but in a different dimension? Like, is that how Teska's holding him?
Jones said, once you've gathered all the pieces, Liz Ortega will bring me a light.
So I guess you need some sort of alien scientific knowledge to activate, initiate whatever the lighting is or is for. But if Bonnie is pretty solidly on our side and Teska is like not what we thought she was, if she's also been mentally manipulated, Clyde, who knows what he's doing.
What in the world is that fire? Why did he set that fire?
So if the triad is basically busted apart at this point.
Did he need to do that? I mean, maybe he needed to do that.
Well, because Teska had talked about needing both Max and Liz, and maybe Teska with her brain all scrambled eggs I just mentioned Liz. Because really, Jones expected to be able to use himself rather than needing Max. So, like, the plan has changed from what he originally wanted to do. So, originally, Jones doesn't need Max, he has himself. But he would need Liz for whatever she is able to, whatever alien knowledge she
whatever
has
the
done.
lighting means.
Yeah, which hopefully maybe Teska can tell us. Also, I don't know if we're going to get back to it this episode, but whatever info Theo has in his hologram message for Dallas. I think that's gotta be relevant. The crash down? Alright, what revelation do we have here? Why? He's going for Liz? That's not Liz, but he wants to gather Liz? But what good is that?
Is Liz or Teco working tonight?
She doesn't work here anymore.
Oh, that's the student.
She's actually my teacher.
Really?
Okay. Okay. So he's gonna kidnap that girl to use her to, like, as, you know, bargaining chip to get Liz to come to him to do whatever he wants. But he can't do what? Like, okay. He burned the plan. So what else does he want Liz for?
The thing is that he got all the things together. It was a plan. He got all the things together, and the next step was to set it afire. Why? I don't know.
You think that's all part of?
Yes.
You think that is in line with the plan?
I don't understand it, but I believe
that's possibly what's going on.
Yeah. He's not just acting
because Liz is part of the plan. Yes. And he's going after her, even though it looked like he got rid of the rest of the plan. So either you're right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So either you are correct, and burning everything you took, you know, however long to accumulate is part of the plan, or he trashed that plan and is working on a different one that still includes Liz, who is in danger.
Medicine, religion, counseling, nothing's worked.
I don't really want to suggest this as an actual possibility, but Max could, I mean, with his powers, he's brought someone back from the dead before. It's possible he could heal their daughter. I don't really want to suggest that option to them. I don't think Liz wants to just offer that up, but technically, I think it is a possibility.
She's got to get...
That doesn't involve Liz being gassed with the alien juice.
What would be the help of that?
Shivani thinks that if Liz inhales the alien stuff, it'll enhance her brain capability even further, and she'll be able to figure out how to save the daughter.
It's like a drug.
Yes.
Give me the canister. I would rather lose myself than my daughter.
That's the entire thing.
Okay. I know that.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Like, they basically overdosed. They both passed out. I don't think it'll physically necessarily harm them. Like, it might overload their brain to the point where they cannot handle it, which I guess is what happened. But, like, Rosa spent 10 years in the alien juice, and, like, yes, it affected her, but she's fine. So, I mean, Liz seemed worried that, like, it would, like, seriously harm them, which she's right to be concerned. She doesn't really know what it'll do. But Rosa's okay. Like, she's basically was, I guess, genetically altered enough where, like, she can do... So, like, what? Is now Liz gonna have alien powers? Is Shivani gonna have alien powers? Like, maybe she'll be able to figure all this out. Maybe it's too much for her brain. Like, now, like, is Liz basically incapacitated? That, like, she can't do whatever Clyde wants her to do? Like, Clyde is gonna kidnap that girl. I don't know what his plan is now. I'm not sure where Tuska is at on the spectrum of helpful or not helpful. I don't know what Theo is going to tell Dallas. I don't know why we're not jumping in the hole to go save Alex. Like, Max has still not provided his backup plan of what we're going to do instead.
All seem to be standing around.
They're standing around. It seems like with Alex, like we are making forward motion,
if-
but it's just such small steps.
If Max still had his powers, he would feel something happened to
Oh, Liz.
Liz.
Yeah, I definitely think so, definitely. I hope Rosa is around for the rest of the season, or at least a little while. I mean, there's not that many episodes left, but I hope she stays because she's very helpful. What do you think of the twist with Teska's history?
typical of
You mean Jones, what
Jones.
he did? Yes.
Mr. Jones. Absolutely typical of Mr. Jones.
Yeah. But it seems then that we possibly have now Bonnie and Teska on our side. Who knows what's going on with Clyde? Like, nothing good, clearly.
Although he is not the leader, Teska
I think he
is,
has
so-
set aside wanting to follow Teska, and he's just going to do
Well,
what he
yeah,
thinks
doesn't-
is right.
He has said that before too. That
Yeah. So is next episode, is Liz like in a coma, or is Liz like super scientist Liz and
how long
is
does
just
that last?
and
you
what
know?
effects does that have? Like, clearly, okay, they're not great at sharing information amongst themselves on this show. So how quickly does everyone, and specifically Max, find out about what has happened to Liz? And if
Well,
Liz,
they're all gonna notice.
well,
I mean, once
unless
they get back together, that she's a little different.
unless Liz goes into super scientist mode and doesn't leave the lab because she's so focused, because she cannot focus on anything else other than this science that Shivani wants her to do. So she doesn't have interaction with everyone
Or
else. And
science.
Liz also has had some, like, she's had multiple handprints put on her. So she's had some physical experience with alienness before.
Right.
Which might help her, but honestly, that's minimally, if anything, I think. Yeah, there's something going on with everyone, and I don't really know what to make of any of it. I mean, honestly, this was always sort of where the Shivani storyline was going. She's doing all of this like interesting science, but really she's doing that because of her daughter, who I don't think we knew before is dead. Like, it's because I saw
thought
her.
She was.
I saw her like
in
in
a state, but I
right,
didn't know
like
that she was
like
dead.
cryogenically frozen. Okay, but like because she's very, very ill. Like, but Liz said she is dead. Which, is she gonna even have the mental wherewithal to try and basically escape?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, how physically capable are both? Like, is Shivani going to be of keeping her there if she wants to leave? I'm not sure what scenario is more likely. Things could tip either way for all of them. So it's hard to predict what I think is gonna happen next. But okay, here's one thing I want. I want a plan for rescuing Alex. Because we seemed to abandon jump in the hole. So what's the next idea? I would like that to be laid out. Okay, so if you think that Clyde is still on mission, what do you think his mission is?
Maybe Teska will say.
That's
give her a
another
half
thing for
hour.
next episode then, is to get more information from Teska.
Which she will, because
Which I think she
they're
will.
kind of hanging out.
Yes, they're
she's
getting
giving
along.
them some
Do you
space.
think that their connection is because they're student and teacher, or do you think it's like she's an aunt or something?
No, it's just student and teacher.
But is Teska against the alighting happening now? Like,
And can she stop whatever?
Can she
Clyde
stop
has done?
Clyde? I mean, from what we've seen of Teska, she is the most powerful of that triad, so I think she could stop him. But he's obviously a little,
He just didn't burn those things just to burn them. That's what I believe, that he burned them as part of whether it was the original plan or his new plan.
But
It's part of the next step.
if the fruit is fuel for the ship, he no longer has fuel for the ship. And if the star map leads them to Oasis, he
Yeah,
no
but
longer
maybe they
has a way of
needed to be
navigating a ship.
together in fire to create something.
That's a possibility.
I don't see him
So then-
destroying the things that Teska said that they needed, and then going on his own and picking Liz for what reason? What is he gonna? He dumped the other stuff. So say I'm gonna say
Okay.
we believe that he burned it because he didn't want anything to do with Teska anymore.
So you're saying if he's abandoned that
If
plan,
he
why
ab-
would he go for Liz?
why
When
is
really,
he-
if he
what
did
is
go for
his
Liz, that he did
thoughts?
not abandon the plan.
What is his thoughts that Liz is what is his plan with just Liz?
Is it possible he has received some other message from a Fiacus?
Yes.
Or what he thinks that is? You know, it's like, well, God told me to do it. Like, is he thinks that he has some...
But
because he is of the mindset to believe such a thing would have happened. If Clyde thinks he is still following a Fiacus, and if he believes that a Fiacus has this plan that involves Liz,
now
what else could that look like? Well, and if Liz is being used for the alighting, does that change or influence what we think the alighting is? Because we knew she was going to be part of it, but we thought that there was like she was because she's
has to be science.
because she's like the puzzle piece glue. Remember that? So but if the pieces are what he burned, then I don't understand what she's supposed to be puzzle glue for. Is for some reason
we can't figure it
burning that stuff part of the plan, or is that an indication of we're throwing that away and doing something new? Like, maybe he doesn't intend on going back to Oasis. Maybe he wants to do the alighting without having that followed by going home. Although what he intends to do here, I don't know. He doesn't seem to like Earth that much. We know that Clyde is following a Fiacus. But if that's just like his idea of what he should be doing, like I'm wondering if a Fiacus ever has more of a physical presence. How does this end? I'm thinking Clyde will be dead by the end of the season. I think Bonnie and Teska might survive, but I think Clyde might die. Lots of questions, lots of possibilities of ways they could go. So I guess we'll see in the next episode.